Today we're going to be looking at Bourbon County Oatmeal Stout, aged in bourbon barrels with coffee and maple syrup. This is one of their variants that came out in 2020. Up next on End of the Day Beer Review. Welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. My name is Rich, and today, to continue the British trend we've been doing here at the bar, we have James with us again, and James's sister Kate is here to abuse James on camera.
Yeah.
As we try out this particular beer, we are going to be looking at the coffee variant from 2020. Let's crack this open and see what this one is like. Again, no aroma when it comes right out of the bottle. You know, sometimes you get these noses that just sort of fill the bar. Not the case with this one. Give it the pour. We are splitting it three ways this time, much to James' chagrin. All right. We're looking at a very dark beer here. Very little in the way of a head. Not really surprising, considering the ABV on this, which is... What is that, 13.3, which I think was the standard for 2020. Now, I like this a lot the first time we tried it, Kate. I don't know if you've ever tried any of these before.
Never.
So, let's see what we have.
Oh, thank you.
James, I gave you the biggest pour.
Thank you very much.
Again, very, very dark beer. Very little light coming through it. The legs on this one are pretty pronounced at 13.3. Little lacing. The nose on it, what are you getting, James? Give it a smell. Kate, you two just chime in.
I'm not getting much at all.
I'm getting the bourbon.
Yeah, I'm getting the bourbon.
Really, really
not
strong.
that much. I'm a fan of all their coffee variants. And
Yeah, I have been too.
we've said my favourite and yours was the espresso.
Yes.
And I wish one day they would bring that back out.
You know that, right? It's coming out.
The espresso, not just the
coming out.
coffee.
No, the espresso stout's coming out this year, which means we've got to go hunt it.
I'm getting it.
So, me too. All right, so most important thing, what's it taste like?
That's nice. I'm getting the coffee.
That is. I'm getting the coffee. I'm getting a little bit of maple, but the maple's faded a bit.
Maple's faded. The coffee's still there.
I was going to say that's not overly sweet, is it?
No, it's a little bit.
What do you think of it, Kate?
I do like it. I preferred the other one.
The Gusto.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Today we also tried Gusto's, what is this one called? Magnificent Desolation, which was 9.1% alcohol. There's going to be another video coming up. Unfortunately, I will not have guests for that because we don't have time today to shoot that one. It's a great beer. If you're down in Cape May, New Jersey, Gusto Brewery, a little brewery in North Cape May, you should definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Coffee overwhelming, a little bit of chocolate.
I was going to say, yeah, this is a little bit too strong for me.
Really?
Oh.
And I'm not even getting the booziness out of it, are you?
And the aftertaste is a bit rich.
What are you getting, the burn?
But
No burn
No.
from it, right?
no, but
Yeah, I have to say, I think that it's faded a bit. I think it's very good. I'm getting a very little bit of maple on the back end, but not a lot.
You've had this one before?
Yeah. We got this when this came out the first time.
the variants, they don't stand up as well as the
They
regular.
don't. They're good for about 2 years, where the flavor, except the vanilla. The vanilla from 2018 stands up to this day. It's still as strong as it can be. So
They're not bad, but whatever stood out about the beer first time round just seems to fade.
yeah, the maple seems to have faded a bit. The coffee is still there. I'm still getting a little bit of chocolate.
Still get the coffee.
I'm
The
not getting...
chocolate comes in towards the end.
Yeah.
And it's quite rich when it does.
Yeah, really on the back end. It's. I like this beer. I liked it a lot when it came out. I think that it's aging reasonably well. It's not like the orange that lost everything.
No.
That's intense. That doesn't even remind me of a beer, if that makes sense.
Well, it's
Seems like a completely different drink entirely.
Well, I mean, Goose Island in particular has spent like the last decade and a half basically coming up with a really high ABV stout, and then they aged them in bourbon barrels for like another 18 months.
Yeah.
And the alcohol content is through the roof. Like some of them are 16, 17%.
Wow.
And Yeah, then you spend the day fighting to get as many of them as we can when they come out.
It's not as bad as it used to be.
No, it
When
used to be
it
very
it was
difficult.
really limited batches used to come out.
See, I got Rachel involved in this, and she's a competitive shopper, and we go. She is very much about getting what we can. So this is, again, that breakfast style that they had, in 2020. I think it's still a solid beer. If you see it on the shelf, would you buy it?
Obviously.
Yeah, well, I mean, you bought it today. So, yes. Okay, so James is a yes. I think I would pick it up also. I'm sort of interested to see if there'll be anything left in, let's say, 2024. Like 4 or 5 years after it comes out. But it's...
The variants are always worth, if you see them, they're always worth picking up because they're never bad.
No.
And again, the regular Bourbon County, the variants, they are limited and they do go. And if you do see them, they're worth getting. Some are better than others, but for me, they're never bad.
Again, this is about 25. I think about 25 if you're going to pick up a bottle of it. It's definitely worth grabbing. Definitely worth checking out. If you've tried it, please, we'd love to hear the comments in the comment section. Like, subscribe, anything like that. And we're going to finish these off and probably go upstairs and hang out with our children. And we'll see you next time, or I'll probably see you next time on